What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I've been doing a little bit of work on the Hilux Surf, and I just wanted to show you guys what I've been up to. I've put in like 1 or 2 days of good work on this thing. When I was waiting on parts, I was just messing around doing some interior bits, going to the junkyards, getting a few things here and there. So let me show you what I've been up to. Alright, so inside the Surf, got a new radio for it, nice Bluetooth unit. Well, not nice, it's pretty cheap, but Bluetooth unit, so I can play pretty much whatever I want. The blower motor resistor was bad, so I got one of those. That was like a $40-some part from, I guess, the Middle East somewhere, something like that. That took a little bit to get here. Put that in, works a lot better now. The tailgate was replaced because the Surf was, the original Surf tailgate was super rusted out. So they didn't have a key. So I managed to go to the junkyard, got a window switch key for it, just got to put that in. This little bit right here was broken right at that seam there. Got one of those. Got an ashtray, got a cup holder that doesn't fall out. Oh, cool. Picked up a rear bumper. That'll look pretty good when it goes on. I do have to cut that big exhaust tip off first, and I have to do a little bit of bolt extraction. A lot of these bolts are on the bumper are rusted, and I broke a few heads off, so I'll have to figure that out. So I did pull the engine out. That was like about a day-long ordeal. As you can see, this thing is just covered in oil everywhere. I'm not sure exactly where it's all coming from. I think a lot of it's coming from the valve cover gasket. I do have another one that I'm going to throw on there. Hopefully that'll help slow the leak or fix it altogether. You can see the oil's really thick down here. I was thinking maybe some of that oil is coming from the oil cooler area. This is where the turbo oil feed is, and then this is where your vacuum pump oil feed is. So I'm thinking maybe that could be a bad leak there. So I popped that off. Have a new gasket for it. Currently I'm working on getting all the old gasket off. You can see it's that paper style, and you know, after like 30 years of just getting heated and cooled, it's on there pretty good. So I got a majority of it off, but I still have quite a bit to go. I have a little engine rebuild kit over there that came with the vehicle. It wasn't exactly complete, but it does have a lot of pieces in there. Up in the front, underneath all this, I put a new timing belt on, put a new front main seal on, and put in 2 new idler pulleys. I left the water pump. I don't have a water pump for it, and it looked like it had been replaced sometime, you know, not too long ago. It was in pretty decent shape, so I left that. Buttoned the front back up. Around here, the injection pump is leaking from this, I believe. So I will have to open that up, and I think I have a few O-rings that'll fit on that. Put a new rear main seal on there, so that's nice and sealed up. This was there when I opened it up. That wasn't me. I just replaced the actual seal right there. I do have the clutch kit upstairs. That was like a couple $100, well, more than a couple $100, but that was a kit that I got from England, so that was cool waiting on that. That took like 2 weeks to get here. And actually the original reason why it felt like the clutch gave out was actually the dual mass flywheel blew up. You can kind of see all the little bits, like it looked like a blender was going on in there. A lot of the ball bearings fell out of the dual mass flywheel and just beat the crap out of everything. I'm not sure exactly how a dual mass flywheel works, but it's not supposed to look like that. So it turns out finding parts for this engine isn't too terribly difficult, but you do have to pay a little extra because a lot of this stuff has to come from overseas. Oil filter for it. I think this is a Wix filter, but that was on there from the previous owner. I managed to find a OEM Toyota filter. It actually came from Florida because I think some dealerships stock international parts for whatever reason. So that came in, but that was like 25 bucks. Big old oil filter too. Yeah, it looks like the turbo may have been leaking oil. You can see that's the charge pipe, turbo side, intake side. Yeah, you can see oil's leaking out of it. When I took it off, there was a lot more oil in there, and it actually had an issue of disappearing oil. So I guess it was from the turbo, not only from the leaks, although it is leaking quite a bit. So between the leaks and the turbo, I think if I fix those, it should be a pretty tight, dry engine. So I did have to order a turbo rebuild kit. It's just a Toyota CT20. Pretty small little turbo. But that's coming in the next couple days, so gonna have to kind of wait on putting everything back together. I'm trying to decide whether I want to put the engine in and then rebuild the turbo and then put the turbo in, or if it would be easier to wait on everything, rebuild the turbo, put it back on the engine, and then put everything back in as one unit. Just because you kind of have to reach all around the engine, and in the truck, you know, the frame and the firewall and the engine bay, you know, is all kind of tightly packed in there. So I'm not quite sure what kind of room I would have going into that. So I don't know. I'm gonna be working on this today, and I can think about it when, you know, see if I can come up with a decision as I'm working on it, see how I feel. So before this engine goes back into the truck, pretty much all I have to do is valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket, and a couple of the O-rings and fittings on the injection pump itself, and then I think that should be everything. Oh, and finish up the oil cooler housing. There's the actual oil cooler itself. Pretty cool. Nice wide passages, unlike the Ford 6.0 with the small narrow passages that are prone to getting clogged. Yeah, I ordered up a few crush washers. A lot of these banjo bolt fittings, the crush washers are pretty old, and better safe than sorry, because crush washers are actually pretty cheap. So no reason not to replace those. Yeah, I'm kind of figuring out if I want to power wash the engine outside of the truck or put everything back together and then take it to like a car wash, a self-serve car wash, and power wash the engine bay at the car wash. Just because I've gotten this far, my hands, you know, they get filthy anyways, working on this engine. Yeah, if you have a leaky diesel that leaks oil, yeah, you're gonna be pretty dirty. This oil is just like pitch black, and you can't touch any part of this engine without just getting your hands covered in this black sludge. Well, anyways, that's the update for today. I'm gonna go back to work on this thing. Hopefully it'll be up and running in the next week or so, just kind of depending on how the timeline looks when parts get in, and if I can find the time to actually put in the work as the parts come in. I'm waiting on a pair of snap rings to get that turbo snap ring off, you know, waiting on that turbo rebuild kit, waiting on some gasket remover for that oil cooler housing. So, you know, it all depends on how these items trickle in as to when I'm going to get everything done. But hopefully in the next week or two, it should be done. I'm, you know, put in a good days of work here, a good day of work there, and you know, it comes pretty close to being done pretty quick. Anyways, thanks for watching. Give this video a like if you liked it. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Recommend this channel to your friends. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.